Hola, ¿cómo están? Welcome to this time's building guide featuring Rizz-ley. In this video, we'll look at this info, kit, tips and tricks, artifacts, weapons, constellations, desired stats, themes, and some gameplay. Rizz-ley is a 5-star cryo main DPS character from Fontaine, and he is the Duke of the Fortress of Merpid, Lord Incognito of the Murky Depths. His birthday is on November 23rd, and this is his name card, Detention. This is his signature dish, secret sauce barbecue ribs. Starting with his basic attacks, Rizz-ley makes up to 5 attacks using his fists, dealing cryo damage, increasing every hit. His charged attack unleashes a vaulting fist, consuming stamina, dealing cryo damage. His elemental skill enhances his basic attacks when it's active, but he loses HP with each one, as long as his HP is above 50%. Also, it increases his interruption resistance, and if Rizz-ley leaves the field, this effect will be over. His ultimate charges a fist with his boxing glove, dealing a cryo damage burst in a medium-sized AoE. Also, at the end of it, an OSHA attack will fall, dealing cryo damage. His first passive talent gives Rizz-ley an effect when he has 60% HP or less, enhancing his next charge attack. This will not consume stamina, deal more damage, and heal him. This effect has a 5-second cooldown. His second passive talent increases his attack by 6% every time his HP changes up to 5 times. With his exploration talent, when Rizz-ley crafts a weapon ascension material, he has 10% chance to receive double the product. Rizz-ley is the first cryo catalyst user, so ice bridges will be way easier, just using basic attacks with no need for skills or stamina. After using an elemental skill, he will lose HP with every basic attack, but they are enhanced as long as he can still lose HP. When it falls below 60%, make sure to use a charge attack to restore some and keep up with his bonus. His elemental burst isn't the main part of his kit, so it's not necessary to use it on each rotation, but is additional damage, along with his OSHA attack. A red aura will show up on him when his enhanced charge attack is available. Some objects in the open world can be used to heal yourself with his charge attack, without being in combat. Rizz-ley is great against hydro shields. He can keep them frozen without using anything. His ultimate creates a cryo burst, applying this element fast. This is useful against shields. His basic attack combo will not be reset after dashing or using his elemental skill. You can make the best of this in some elemental reactions like Melt, with his most powerful basic attacks, like the 3rd, 5th, and Charged. And finally, his charge attacks break shields, even cryo ones. Also, they will shatter a frozen objective. Have this in mind for his teams. Rizz-ley focuses mainly on basic attacks, then his elemental skill, and lastly, his ultimate. Moving to the constellations, they will be divided into comfort and damage. Rizz-ley works just fine at C0, but there are some constellations that are worth considering. His C1 is comfort and damage. It enhances his first passive talent, reducing the cooldown of his enhanced charge attack from 5 seconds to half of it, increases its damage from 50 to 200%, and the first charge attack used with this effect will extend his skill duration in 4 seconds. His C2 is damage, increasing his elemental burst damage based on the amount of stacks from his second passive talent. His C3 increases the level of his basic attacks by 3. His C4 is comfort, increasing the healing from his charge attacks. Also, when Rizz-ley is healed, if the amount of healing overflows, his attack speed will increase. If he isn't on field, his teammate attack speed will increase instead. His E5 is just as usual, increasing the level of his elemental burst by 3. His E6 is damage, enhancing his charge attacks, increasing their crit rate by 10% and crit damage by 80%. And also, when his charge attacks are used, an icicle will fall, dealing AoE damage. In this case, as I said before, they are not necessary, not even C1. But if you're all out for Constellations, I will highly recommend C1, and then C3 or C6. Rizz-ley's best artifact set is Miracle Hunter, increasing basic and charge attack damage, and also increasing your crit rate each time that Rizz-ley's current HP increases or decreases, stacking up to 3 times. If you don't have a good artifact set yet, you can use the 4-piece of Blizzard Strayer, or just a mix of 2 sets that give cryo damage bonus, attack percentage, or basic and charge attack damage bonus. For the main stats, look for attack on Sands, cryo damage bonus on Goblet, and crit rate or crit damage on Circlet. For the substats, look for crit rate and crit damage, elemental mastery, attack percentage, and energy recharge. For attack, between 1600 and 2500. Energy recharge is not too important. It's fine if you use it every 2 rotations. So in this case, 125 is just fine. But if you want to ult more frequently, look for more. For the elemental mastery, look for 1 or 200 in LTMs. As for crit rate, look for around 40 or 50%. It will anyway increase with his main artifact set and Cryo Resonance. For crit damage, aim for as much as possible, 1, 200 or even more. Starting with his best weapon, it will be his own, Cash Flow Supervision, followed by Tulay Tula's Remembrance, Lost Prayer to the Secret Winds, and Skyward Atlas. As for the 4 stars, the Wheat Seed will be the best. Then Flowing Purity, Ballad of the Boundless Blue, and Frostbearer. Rizz-ley has some different teams, mainly Meld and Freeze. For Meld, a national team comp is perfect, with Bennett and Xiangling, along with an Anemo unit. You can switch Xiangling with Dia or Toma, but they apply less pyro. For Freeze team comps, look for a good Hydro applier or buffer like Xinsha, Yelan or Kokomi, and another cryo unit like Layla or Kaeya, and an Anemo support. If you already have Sucrose with some Constellations or simply Kazuha, you can try Mono Cryo, using 3 cryo units plus an Anemo. Shenhe works really well with Rizz-ley, enhancing his cryo damage and basic attacks. Rizz-ley has good damage with his basic attacks, can choose between a lot of weapons, and his crit requirements are not too high, because he can use his main artifact set. Anyway, Rizz-ley gets limited a little by his teams, but more characters will be released that work with his HP manipulation mechanics. His damage output relies on his HP above 50%, so he depends on other supports. Also, his energy particle generation is not the best.
Take your true form! Do your master's bidding! Teamwork is dreamwork! Use this! Boba, get them!
What now?
Cryo incarnate! Going in! You're toast! chest. Stand clear. No, my sword. Witness the power of Gugwa. Huh?
Have a safe trip. Let's begin.
Swirl, Mark 2. Absorption test. Animal test 6308. Rain outlines your fate. No, my sword.
Stay cool. Face your fears. Have a moment, please.
In conclusion, Rizz-ley is a really strong unit, focusing on basic attacks in a fun way, using his own fists, and the more units that can work with him will release in the future, making him even better. But as always, pull for whoever you like, because no character is useless in this kind of game where you can build them personally. If you're pulling for Rizz-ley, I hope that you get him soon, and that this guide was useful for you. And that was it. Now, what other character would you like to see? Let me know in the comments.